Hello everyone and welcome to this video, which is a book review, and this one is The Karateka, written by Joel Reeves. And this is actually a really good book. I think anyone that does karate should definitely give this a read. It's kind of autobiographical, but it also is like a history lesson as well. So he's describing his journey through Japan and training there, and then he trains in France for a while and moves to Okinawa and so on. And as he's given accounts of his training and his experiences, it's also really historical, and he's given a lot of references to historical events and his opinions on things, and it's full of references to other books and research sources and names and stuff. So from here you can actually go on a much larger journey, reading all the different things. Basically he is on an exploration to search for the martial art known as Tei. So he starts doing karate, doing Shotokan style, and he tries some different variations along the ways. He trains with different masters, and it is basically, this is the sort of life that I would have. If you're new to my channel, you may not know I've got a few health issues, which mean I'm not training as much as I would like. But if it wasn't for that, then this is pretty much the life I would have. I already know of several masters that have willingly accepted me into their dojo where I could live and train for several months or years at a time. Unfortunately, my health has stopped me from doing that. So reading this was like, I wouldn't say I was like jealous or envious, but I was kind of like thinking, you know, that's the life that I wanted. I still do want. So it's interesting to read it through another person's perspective, and it wasn't always easy for him. You know, every so often he writes about how, you know, he sleeps on a bench or in a park or something like that as he's trying to find what he's looking for. But it all, you know, it works out in the end, and I really recommend this book to anyone. It's a lot of traditional style based karate in here. He's really looking for the old fashioned, the traditional, which is why it's called A Search for the Old to Understand the New. And there's a lot in here that I could relate to through my karate training, because the various styles that he goes through and the training and the different teachers and all this, I found it very relatable. If you don't know anything about karate, some of the terminology might go over your head a little bit, because he does use a lot of karate terms and karate words. So if you're new to it, you might have to look them up. But anyone that's been doing karate for not even that long, but long enough to understand some of the terminology, then you'll be able to read it much better. But even so, it's not filled up with all of that. I mean, it is just generally a good read, and as I said, it's autobiographical, but it's also history. So like, they say, oh, I went to this place, and then start giving a history lesson on that place. But it doesn't feel like, you know, he's going off on a mad tangent away from the story, because it's like he always brings it back round to his life story, and then, you know, he meets someone else and he does something else, and then it goes into another historical thing about that place or that thing, and then it just gives you a more enriched, in-depth thing. I think it could have very easily felt disjointed, like, okay, so here's a biography of my life and here's a history of what happened, and the two things are completely separate, but somehow he manages to merge it all together, so it doesn't feel disjointed and doesn't feel like it's two different books in one. It actually does feel as if it's all one narrative, all being explained together. So yeah, I highly recommend it. Anyone that does any style of karate in here, he talks about various different styles of karate. So I believe it'll be good for anyone to read if you do karate, or even other martial arts. He does allude to other martial arts as well, like from China as well, because obviously karate is Japanese, but then obviously that originated from China. Obviously that originated from India, but that's another story. So yeah, I highly recommend this book to anyone who does karate. If you haven't read it, it's very interesting, very good read. It's well written, and I highly recommend it to anyone that does karate, or any martial art for that matter, or anyone that's just interested in the history of Japan or Okinawa or anywhere like that. And he goes into references going back hundreds of years right the way up to the present time. So it is an all-round good book. So it's by Joel Reeves. You can buy this on Amazon. I've seen it on Amazon selling on there. You can probably buy it from a good bookshop as well. I haven't been able to find a PDF version of this. I don't know if there is a downloadable version, but you can buy the paperback version easily enough if you want it, and it's reasonably priced. So that is my thoughts on the Karateka. So if anyone's got any other karate books that they want me to read and review, I would love your suggestions. So comment down below, that would be brilliant, and I will see you next time. Bye.